gentlemen. Fire her up.
Hello everyone, it's episode 11 of the Reservist podcast. Thank you very much for joining us, and my webcam is doing a bit of a funny thing right now. That's fine, it's okay. Hello and welcome to the Reservist podcast. I'll be your host for today. My name is Lieutenant Hobart, and thank you very much for tuning in. I'm joined by my good friend and co-host Lieutenant Hooch today. And that is all who's with me at the moment. It's one of the...
Nobody likes us. They all hate us.
Likes us. However, we are joined in spirit by Lieutenant Junior Monty and Petty Officer Oakley, who, as you can see, we've replaced their profile pictures with lovely representations of them. Monty being a salt lick, and Oakley being, I don't even know what that is, but it's something. We miss you, Oakley. You'll be back next week, I'm sure. In this week's news, this weekend is a free flight and military ship sale. For those of you that haven't yet played Star Citizen or have been waiting to get your hands on that lovely Hornet Ghost, now is your chance. Also, the RSI Polaris is currently in concept phase with its art style apparently now finalised, or close to. We can expect a concept sale soon, TM. The RSI Polaris will be the replacement Corvette, replacing the role of what the Idris once held. You can expect the Polaris to cost somewhere around $700 plus.
Ouch.
Ouch.
I am actually really tempted by that. It depends on how it looks and what it's got and what it does, but I'm kind of thinking about it.
Well,
I'm not sure.
I kind of want it. Because...
Well, if I get one, you guys don't need to get one because you can all crew on mine. So
yeah, that's a good point. But we do have like 6 Idrises.
Yeah, that's why we don't need to keep going crazy with all these. We're not even going to be able to man all of them as it is. We're going to be able to only man one at a time. So
yeah, you're definitely right about that. In organisation news, we are still on a mass recruiting drive. If you are looking for an organisation, which is MilSim, and if you're interested in being on board either capital ships, joining a squadron in multiple specialisations, including but not limited to warfare, SAR, which is search and rescue, logistics, exploration or science, etc., etc., please see the big scrolling text which is up there.
You know it scrolls like really slow?
Yes, it does. I can
wait.
It's
like painfully slow.
It's fine. I can. One sec. I can change this. Wait. It's fine. Clicking intensifies. There you go. That's a bit better. It's that way.
It's that way.
It's that way.
It's that way. It's a little bit better. Can you go any faster?
I can try.
Yeah, try. See if you can go any faster.
That's what she said, by the way.
There you go. There you go. That's a little bit better.
That's better.
But as you said, we've got the weapons, we've got the ships, but we need people.
Mm-hmm. Damn it, Skype. Why do you keep doing that? Fucking Skype. Such a bastard.
What's it done?
It has like that little task bar at the bottom. It keeps popping up and moving my webcam out of the way. I don't know why it's doing that. Yeah, it's very annoying.
Can't see it on our end.
It will pop up soon. Because it does. It always does. So yeah, that's this week's news. So now we move on to this week's shenanigans, where we talk about what we've been up to this week, what have we been playing and doing with our lives. Hooch, what have you been doing?
Well, I had some time off this week. Studied a little bit for my Security Plus, which I passed Friday.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. First time, just went in, blitzed it.
Can I just...
So that's out of the way. And I saw Hardcore Henry.
That is the film which is all done in first person.
Yes, and that was quite good. That was very worth seeing.
I want to go see that. That looks incredible. But that will be something I'll have to do.
If you get motion sickness, don't go and see it.
Oh, I don't get that. I'm fine. I'll go see that. That'd be cool. What have I been up to this week? You know what? I think sweet fuck all, pretty much. Well, saying that, it's usually sweet fuck all compared to what I'm usually doing. Now is the 3rd week of my 3 weeks off, so I'm back to uni on this Tuesday coming. And
3 weeks off?
3 weeks off for
What do you
Easter.
get 3 weeks off for? Fuck.
Don't know.
Weeks. Christ, you go back and you forgot everything.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is, we don't get half terms, so our holidays are usually much longer because we just fit in all the modules in the space that we would have had half term. So we get usually a couple of weeks extra than everybody else, which is nice and not nice sometimes, because sometimes you just need a bit of a half term just to chill. But oh well. Yeah, I have been doing a tiny little bit of work and just watching lots and lots of Marvel, getting ready for Captain America 2, because that's going to be an amazing... No, not Captain America 2. Captain America Civil War. That's it. Yeah, Captain America 3 Civil War. Yeah. Hopefully it's not like Iron Man 3, because Iron Man 3 was terrible. So...
I don't know about being terrible. It wasn't fantastic, but it wasn't terrible either.
It was meh, pretty much. For me,
yeah.
Anyway.
I did like what they did with the Mandarin. A lot of people don't like that. I thought that was hilarious.
It was funny, but I don't know, they set this guy up as if he was the biggest
That's what was funny about it.
And then he turned out to be like this Cockney British guy. He was
fucking... they just paid me to do it, mate.
Yeah. I love it. It was so funny.
Nobody was supposed to get really hurt.
No. God damn it. So let's talk about the topics of the week this week. And I think perhaps the most important thing to talk about at the moment is, of course, I turned Irish then. Oh, of course, laddie. Is the her potato. Is the free flight weekend we've had, which is actually currently still going on at the moment, and includes the military ship sales as well. Now, for those of you that haven't played Star Citizen before, if you have friends that are interested in Star Citizen, now is the perfect time to get them in. It allows them to play around with Star Citizen for the weekend, fly all of the ships. Am I correct?
Yeah. I believe it's all of the ships are free to fly. Yeah. That means the servers are going to be full.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's going to be lots of crying and
lots
whining.
of sabers.
Yeah.
All of the sabers ever.
Yes, let's all fly the saber.
Because it's the most overpowered fighter in there at the moment.
It's not the most. There's no such thing. It's just balancing, you know.
But it needs to be everyone's I win button. Remember?
Yeah.
It needs to kill a Hornet.
Yeah, it has to kill a Hornet, or else it's not worth having.
No.
Yeah.
Now, I've just looked back on OBS and realised how terrifying Oakley's picture is. The thing is fucking terrifying. Yeah, it's just me and Hawk today. Me and Hooch today, sorry, not Hawk. But that's okay. We're going to have a lovely stream today. We're not going to have to worry about Monty and his saltiness, bless him. So yeah, the free flight week, these are important, I think. It helps get a lot of new people in. But damn it, does it crash the frickin' servers every Tim. Every Tim.
Every what?
Every Tim.
Tim?
Every Tim.
Speak English.
Every time.
I know. But speak English. What the fuck's wrong with you?
I'm doing leet speak. Or
is that what that is?
I don't even know what it is. It's probably an aneurysm.
Do you smell toast?
No, I'm fine.
Alright, okay, so it's not a stroke.
It's not a stroke, I'm okay. But yes. I do like free flight weeks, as it means that even if you haven't been playing the game for months, you get to play all these nice ships, which you might not have been able to play before. And it's also great because you can noob farm. So that's a good part of free flight week. But no, I'm looking forward to this year. In terms of the content which is going to be put out to new people, this year is going to be definitely important in terms of inviting new people because of Squadron 42. this year as well, which is going to be released this year. The first chapter, anyway, of Squadron 42.
Maybe.
It was a big promise. I think people will be very pissed if it doesn't come out this year.
I won't be pissed. I'm looking forward to it. If it comes out early next year, I won't be too bothered.
Okay, if it's very early next year, I can kind of let it slide.
If it's late this year, I'll be surprised but happy.
Yeah.
I won't complain. I'm gonna say, hey, good on them. But
if it's something like the middle of next year, I might be a bit annoyed.
Yeah. I think they're further along than what we think.
Yeah.
But there's always potential for last minute things.
Oh, of course there is, yeah.
Ratchet gets thrown into works or something,
They've been pushing for this year's release anyway, quite hard.
Yeah.
So I don't really see how it wouldn't, but of course there is also that possibility. Have you flown on the free flight weekend yet, Hooch?
I haven't flown at all this week.
Neither have I.
No, not had a chance.
I don't know. I just haven't been interested in Star Citizen this week. I don't know why. There's just been other games for me that I've been more interested in. I think the content's starting to stale up for me a little bit, but that's fine because I kind of expected that to happen. As soon as this big content drops again, I'm sure I'll be on it for fucking weeks at a time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we put a lot of time into it anyway, so Yeah. I was busy this week, so I needed to get that done. So,
I mean, I think for a lot of people, including streamers, I know WTFosaurus and that kind of lot, they're kind of sick. I wouldn't say sick, but there's only so much you can do in 2.3 at the moment, and has only been so much you can do in the alpha for a while now. Which is why 2.4 is going to be so important, I think, just to freshen up the...
I mean, us lot, we gave it a really good rinsing last weekend.
Yeah.
We gave it a fantastic rinsing last weekend,
We were on there for a good few hours, although we...
Saturday and Sunday.
And although we had multiple crashes, we were bombarding that server with a lot of stuff.
Hey, we took over Korea Station for at least 2 hours.
Yeah, I think it was a bit more, wasn't it?
Maybe even 3, yeah.
To go over for 2
hours. Anything that anybody that tried to get in there on foot pretty much died for during that time.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good to see. I think there was lots of ships outside, but
in retrospective, there weren't that many of us either. So it's good to see that we're able to secure an area. With a reasonably small team, actually, which is nice. So yeah, that's cool.
And all of our crashing really happened when we were trying to use the multiplayer ships to get there.
Yeah.
When we all kind of just went, all right, everybody just beat up there. Mm-hmm. It kind of worked better, but I think there was just too much going on for network problems.
Yeah.
There were some bugs in there somewhere.
It's the stress on the server. There was a lot of people on there. A lot of people, well, actually, most of our crashes were on the actual Olastar station because a lot of people have just decided now recently
to hang out there.
To hang out.
Spawn a ship and stay there.
Yeah, for forever, and just never move. So we were all crashing left, right, and center. But it was useful because we managed to pull off our first ever operation. Which I wrote, which I'm proud about. I managed to write my own operation with help from a few of our org members.
I was impressed in how well it worked out in Crayon as well.
Yeah, exactly. Crayons, and I ate a few, but it's fine. PVA glue's surprisingly tasty. You knew, right? So yeah, Operation Clusterfuck was a go. It wasn't called up.
No, the operation went well. There was some technical problems, but they were beyond our control.
Yeah. And it just goes to show just kind of what is achievable even in this early part of the game. So yeah, and
So you guys have proven that first-person combat, it's there.
it's also fun as shit.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how fun FPS combat was until we rolled as a team and
Yeah.
started going. It's
There's a lot of people who are really scared of it as well. I mean,
yeah.
jumping out the back of a ship as you go by that Korea and just EVAing to the station and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I love it. I think it's brilliant. But so many people go and they'll park their ship there, and they're like afraid to get out of their ships.
Yeah.
Get out of your ships. The game is not just about the ships.
Yeah.
There's a whole aspect of the game.
I freaking love it. I'm kind of addicted to FPS mechanics now. I don't know whether my job role is going to switch up, but I'll see. You know, times will go. I enjoy flying spaceships. But God, was that fun. That was so fun. So yeah, that was awesome.
I'm actually looking forward to trying out Sataball when it finally comes out.
Oh my God, Sataball. Yeah. That's going to be great, and I think the reason why I'm going to enjoy it even more is because hopefully when that comes out, there'll be enough mechanics in the game for that to actually be streamed onto bars in the actual game. So you'll be there sat watching players play Sega, but it'll be a game within a game, and that'll be Star Citizenception or Citiception. Citiception.
Yeah, something like that.
Citiception. Amazing. So yeah, that's one of the topics. Another topic we wanted to cover today was Squadron 42. We talked about it a tiny bit in terms of maybe this year's release, but I'm very excited for it. I know you're very excited for it. I think everyone's just excited for Squadron 42, just because when I first talked about Squadron 42, I thought it might be an in-PU thing, but seeing as they've got massive actors like Mark Hamill, Andy Serkis, Ian Duncan, they got I'm gonna kick myself, Scully.
I know who it is. I'm just gonna see how long you can.
Why? No.
Gillian Anderson.
That's it, Gillian Anderson. Why would
Ronan
you do that to me? Yeah, they've got a ton of amazing actors, and it's going to be so good because I've just been waiting for a game like this for such a long time. A cinematically story-driven campaign that isn't about being a first-person shooter or American soldier. Super awesome soldier guy. Although I might be.
No nationalism kicking in there whatsoever, is there?
No, definitely not. No offense. Remember, I need to cover for Monty as well, so I have to do the racist stuff for him. No, I don't. I'm not being racist. It's not happening. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Squadron 42. I'm looking forward to it. And lots of ships that are going to be in Squadron 42 that we haven't seen yet. Oh my God, the F8 Super Fighter. That's going to be in Squadron 42.
Yeah.
That's
the Idris and the whole debate on whether they should actually, put out something before then. Maybe not until like a month before it comes out.
Yeah. I think
it should be really close.
The argument from a lot of people is that yeah, it's not
what it boils down to.
It's not just that. I think a lot of people are just like, well, we've kind of already seen a lot of the Idris, but then other people are like, no, you actually haven't seen anything to do with the Idris yet compared to how big it is. So people are saying there's not really too much in terms of saving the spoiler. The inner excitedness in myself wants it to be earlier, but the idealist to me thinks that it's not going to be until Squadron 42. So possible, but this year, I think, even if Squadron 42 is pushed back, I think they might compensate it with maybe an Idris release. But I don't see why Squadron 42 should be pushed back this year. There's every possibility, of course, but so as you said, the Idris, the Javelin, the Retribution Super Fuck You, as I'm liking to call it now. And
I mean, even the large capital Vandal ships, the fighters.
yeah, the Void Bombers, the King ships, just the entire Vandal fleet, in essence, really. I'm interested to see if we're going to see any Banu and Xi'an ships in Squadron 42 as well. Maybe even Tavarin. Just because... I don't know.
Well, the only thing we'll probably get from the Tavarin is there's that human ship that was taken from a Tavarin ship. Because remember, the Tavarin don't really kind of exist as a separate species anymore.
No, they've integrated into human, yeah.
Yeah. Is that a good or a bad thing? I don't know.
I think it's... from the lore, if any of you guys watch the Lawmaker's Guide to the Galaxy, which I would suggest you really do, because it's freaking amazing. The weeks before that, the lead writer went through the Elysium system, which is the homeworld of the Tavarin, and there was a lot of Tavarin lore in there. And all of the Tavarin that now exist within our species have pretty much got rid of their imperialistic ways and the ways in which they used to live. They've kind of tried to distance themselves from that and integrate into society. So I think it's a good thing. I'm quite looking forward to flying with the Tavarin because apparently they're fucking badasses. So yeah, that would be cool to look at. Yeah, pretty much. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff in Squadron 42, and I think we're going to have our socks blown off, and I think we're going to be eagerly awaiting the second chapter of Squadron 42. How many chapters is there? Is there 3?
That's what they have planned so far, but whether that's where it ends or not is another matter entirely. Yeah. I guess it depends on how the first 3 do, you know? Then they might think up a campaign for something else.
Well, yeah, because I mean, it's not as if the writers are going to leave once Squadron 42's done.
No.
I mean, apparently Squadron 42's written up already. So if that's the case, why are the writers still employed? Well, that obviously means that they're writing for things such as expansions and expanded lore and dialogue options and all this kind of stuff. So I don't know how it works 100%, but I've got a reasonable idea, I think. So, you know, there's stuff coming, even if it's not Squadron 42. There'll be other stuff. So yeah, and I guess Squadron 42 leads on to the next topic, which is the Polaris...
Squadron 43.
Squadron 43. Confirmed.
Also confirmed, don't wear socks when you play Squadron 42. They will be blown off.
They will be blown off. And you will never get them back ever again.
Yeah.
Do wear slippers, though. Because otherwise you might get that carpet burn. And that will never be good. Unless your computer desk is on tiles. Which then, I don't know. Can you get tile burn? I guess you can. Anything's possible in the Star Citizen universe. Bloody hell. The Polaris Corvette.
I am looking forward to this.
Yes. I want to see what it's like. I've got a feeling it will be beautiful because RSI shit... Well, actually, the only RSI shit we have at the moment is an Aurora. No, that's not true. That's not
Constellation.
True. Constellation.
But we don't know. I mean, the Polaris could end up being fugly.
Yeah, but even the fugly ships are beautiful. Like the Herald Drake. What the fuck even is that? But that is amazing. I want that.
I don't know. I think they wimped out by making it symmetrical.
Well, the Herald Drake, that's not symmetrical. It's got the biggest fucking engines on the back and the smallest little cockpit in the world.
Yeah, but both sides are symmetrical.
Mm.
The original designs had a dish and all this crap on one side, and
oh yeah.
And then they wimped out and they went symmetrical.
That's a shame, because that could have looked ugly but awesome at the same time. So I guess the Polaris, the only thing we can really go off with the RSI thing is the whole kind of constellation look. It's just obviously massively throwing it out there, but just...
Well, I think the difference in the design will be in the use. The Polaris is a corvette, a military design ship. I don't think it's going to have the big open windows like the Constellation does, because that seems a little bit of a weak spot there. Yeah. Stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I don't think that'll be quite there like that.
I think it's probably going to be the first capital ship that doesn't have a rail gun on. Actually, no. What are corvettes used for? Are they anti-capital ship ships?
Corvettes are escorts. Escort capital ships. So if you equate it to a modern day kind of ship, a corvette today goes along with, you might have a destroyer and 2 corvettes, or a carrier and 4 corvettes, or it's something along them lines. It's the small little ships that tend to the security of the larger one.
Yeah.
So you would probably have like an Idris and 2 corvettes.
Yeah. So reasonable guns, or just kind of bare bones?
I would say maybe 2, maybe 3 anti-ship-to-ship weapons, and they're not going to be that big of ones, but mostly smaller for taking out smaller ships.
Yeah.
Might be good torpedoes.
Yes, so it actually plays out like a destroyer then, rather than anything else. Well, a destroyer in World War II terms, so lots of torpedoes, difficult to spot, more concealment, and fast. Very fast. So probably more along the lines of maybe even a torpedo boat, possibly. So that would be pretty cool. Yeah, so the Polaris, that could be soon than we think, TM. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to burn the wallets out of everyone, because I guarantee everyone will jump on it and be like, oh my god, capital ship! Like, everybody
I'll have to see it first before I decide on that one, but...
Yeah.
I'm thinking that might be my contribution to the larger ships.
For me, it really depends how much it is, because I did promise myself.
You're saying $700+
Yeah, the thing, I promised myself that I wasn't going to buy any more ships, but then I thought, well, maybe the Corvette might be my last kind of buy ever, pretty much. I say that.
Not eat for 3 months.
Yeah, pretty much. So, I don't know. It could be the last ship I ever buy for Star Citizen before the main game comes out, and then actual in-game, I use in-game money. But I don't know, because it depends, and do I really need a Corvette? That's the thing. And would I be willing to run a Corvette?
Well, that's why I'm getting one.
Yeah. The way I see it, I'm already going to be crewing on board an Idris and a Javelin.
Same here. So I'm going to be on the same ship.
We're going to have so many responsibilities.
It might be our secondary boat if the Idris is not up and running or whatever.
Yeah.
Go and do a hoorah in that,
It could even be run with a scouting mission. You never know. So it could have its uses. And there's no reason why we have to run every ship all the time anyway. I'm sure there's going to be a few docked and under repairs. And knowing Monty's, it's definitely going to be under repair.
No, it's just going to be insurance replacement.
Yeah, bloody hell.
So I think he's got LTI.
Did Idris come with LTI?
I think he's got it for that.
That's OP as shit. That's so OP.
But it takes days to get replaced.
Actually,
maybe weeks.
I was watching the Base Radio's podcast, and they were talking about insurance, and they were running through how long different types of ships should take to get reimbursed in terms of insurance. And there were some people saying that maybe a Javelin, for example, it should take 3 real-world weeks
Yeah.
to get rid. And I think, well, yeah, because that makes sense. Because in real life, a javelin wouldn't be able to be the javelins are fucking rare. Remember, they wouldn't be able to be reimbursed within like a minute. That's just not how it works.
No, no.
Fighters, yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's an almost unlimited supply of fighters, depending on which one you've got. Obviously, medium to large ship size. I'm sure there's plenty of constellations, but yeah, I think capital ships should have a long waiting time for insurance, because then it makes them valuable, and it means that people won't just be throwing it at people, which is very useful. So yeah, that's pretty much the Polaris Corvette and what we wanted to talk about today. So we're going to move on to the guest chat. Even though we don't actually technically have a guest today, we're going to find out a bit more about our hooch. We're going to find out a bit more about our beautiful man hooch. So, are you ready to answer these questions?
Go for it.
Alright, okay. Question 1. Who are you?
None of your business. No, so I'm in my late 20s. I've been in IT for about 12, 13 years. Currently I'm a technical lead with medical IT. I work on big medical systems. Besides that, there's not really much, I'm just a guy. Yeah.
Just a guy.
Just a man.
Brilliant.
With a man's courage. Yes.
Wait, are we about to break into song right now?
Flash!
Savior of the universe. Gordon's alive.
Gordon alive!
Gordon's alive! Dive!
Yeah, that's for who I am. I like my comedy. I like my science fiction. Fantasy, the odd thing, but I'm more lean towards science fiction. The more scientific, the better. Having a bit of a science background and stuff. Yeah. I've lived in a lot of different places. I've lived all over Europe, all over America. In fact, I spent 20 odd years in Europe, so most of them in England. So, hence the reason why I can slip into an English accent and know what you're talking about.
Okay, give us your best. Oh, give us your.
And, I have to do it kind of in conversation. So, I mean, if we're talking, I can in conversation I can do it more better than
Okay.
You slag.
You slag. You slag. You know a lot of the British slang as well. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's okay. You're like the translator for Moose, who sometimes doesn't understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. When and how did you get into Star Citizen?
So it must have been early 2014, and I'd been watching some videos on it, and Arena Commander was about to come out. And I think I got in it just basically because there was something up and running with Arena Commander. So that's when I bought my first ship, and went for there really.
Awesome. What role do you plan on playing in Star Citizen?
Space bum.
Space bum. Awesome.
No, I do have a mission. I do have a job. It's classified, but space bum would probably be the best thing to say at this moment.
Space bum.
Yes.
Awesome.
I'm going to get around a bit. I'm going to get in trouble a lot.
Get around. Yeah. You're gonna be the fucking.
I get around, round.
I get around.
I will be the right person in the wrong place, or the wrong person in the right place, however you look at it.
You sent me a song earlier that perfectly sums up that situation.
Dr. John, he's awesome.
Yes. Do you have a particular character you're making for this?
Yeah, I kind of base his personality on a character from an older film called 1941.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Wild Bill Kelso, played by John Belushi.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever seen that film and you know that character, you know it's going to be a bit kind of what the hell did I just run into?
Yeah, but yeah, there's I can't wait to see Hooch cause mischief in the flesh.
About as subtle as a brick. Yeah.
Yep. So I guess the important question is, what ships do you have?
Well, currently, I'm gonna have to go by memory here. I have a 315R M50,
Mm-hmm.
a Gladius, a F7 Super Hornet, an Avenger, a Saber, a Vanguard, an Avenger.
That's two.
Oh, and my freelancer. Did I already say
You
Avenger?
said Avenger twice.
I've only got one. So,
okay.
And then freelancer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's so difficult to remember all the ships I have. Why can't I hold all these ships?
And I also have a Grey Cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Grey Cat's the most important purchase, I feel.
And I've got the Special Forces color paint job for it as well.
Oh my god, that's amazing. That's awesome.
Makes it totally worth it.
But do you have Monty, the crossbow that Monty has? Because that'd be proper Special Forces then.
Crossbow?
Yeah, there was, if you pledged to this game, it was meant to be this medieval fighting game, you got a sci-fi crossbow and Star Citizen.
Yeah. I've never even heard of that.
No. Well, there you go then. What is your favourite ship and why?
Okay, I kind of go off of a philosophy of they're just tools.
Yeah.
So it's the right tool for the right job.
Mm-hmm.
But if you ask me what I like to fly at any particular time, it depends on what I'm doing. I really am liking the freelancer recently.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just because I've been shifting people around a bit and I like it. The Super Hornet, I've got a place for that right now. Especially if you change out the guns, that makes it a very kind of fun ship.
Oh, yeah.
The Saber's all right. Vanguard's all right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's as I say, I'm not attached to one ship for all things. You know, it's you use what you got for the purpose that you got. You know.
Yeah. Awesome, man. So, a good round love of all ships. Okay, awesome. That's a pretty good answer, to tell you the truth. Okay, the perfect roast dinner.
Roast beef, Yorkshire pud, mashed potatoes, mixed veg, gravy. Yeah.
That sounds pretty good. That you forgot one vital thing though.
If you say Brussels sprouts, I'll have to throw something at your head.
No, not Brussels sprouts.
Okay, all right.
Pigs in blankets.
Roast potatoes. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Pigs
roast potatoes as well.
Roast potatoes, pigs in blankets, and sometimes honey roasted parsnips.
Yeah, they're nice as well. Yeah. As long as it hasn't got Brussels sprouts, I'm good.
No,
Brussels sprouts are the bane of all evil.
I'm glad you recognise how disgusting Brussels sprouts are. Cause
I'm one of these people. I was brought up to eat everything on my plate.
Yeah, same.
People will put Brussels sprouts on the plate. I'll eat them real quick, and then I'll move on to everything else.
You're like me. You've saved the favourite meal or the favourite part of the meal until
get the other crap out of the way. Yeah.
That's what I used to do as a kid as well. Oh, veg, thanks, Mum. Yeah.
Well, any other vegetable I love. You put broccoli, cauliflower. I love it. I'm fine.
I love
just
veg now.
Brussels sprouts.
I love veg now, but as a kid, I think I was just like every other kid. I hated veg, but I ate it. Okay.
Yeah.
What if you didn't stay at the YMCA?
What if I didn't stay at YMCA? I don't
What
know.
if you
Would
didn't
I
stay
be
at the
would I be more
YMCA?
like the construction worker, or I don't think I could pull off the Indian or the biker, but the construction worker would probably be
I
best.
reckon you'd be a good plumber. I
The
think.
plumber?
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's a construction worker. Then,
Yeah,
you
so
know.
pretty much construct. You'd pull off a good plumber. I think, a very good plumber. Yeah. But yeah,
If I didn't stay, I have no idea.
yeah.
Even though I've never actually stayed in one side, I have no idea to begin with.
As a child, I just thought the YMCA was a song until I realized it was a brand of hotels.
Well, it's kind of not even really a hotel, from my understanding. It's Young Men's Club of America, or something like that.
Yeah,
And it's more like a hostel kind of thing.
yeah. But it has this aura around it, doesn't it? Which I guess it's just had to grow up with. I've never
In
been
the
to
Navy, you can sail the seven seas.
Next question: how much
4.2.
exactly?
Yeah.
Not even rounded.
Nope.
Awesome.
Well, if you round it, it'd be 4.
No one. If it's 4.7, it would be 5.
4.2.
You said
So
4.7
you weren't
too.
even. I said 4.2. I said 4.2.
You
Just
said 4. I'm gonna watch this back.
No,
and
you're
you
gonna watch
said
this back, and you're gonna realize I
4.72.
said 4.2, and you're gonna go, oh.
All right. I'm throwing you the ball here. Okay. To be continued.
Obviously,
Yeah. Okay.
you know, it's always a Toby.
Kobe.
It's always got to be a Toby continued.
Mm-hmm. Toby.
You know.
Continued.
Yeah, because if you don't, what's the point? It's just kind of,
Exactly, man. Exactly. Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Yes.
And it isn't because DC. No, okay. My problems with DC. All right, this is how I'm gonna look at
Here
it.
we go.
I hate Superman.
Everyone
I cannot
hates Superman.
stand Superman. Drives me up the wall. It's like, God, I want to get a kryptonite sniper rifle and just put a round through his head, Not because he's a bad guy, just because it just annoys me. Batman's awesome, and stuff like that. I also find DC, beyond Batman and a few other things, some of their stuff gets a little bit cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
Not that Marvel's doesn't, but
there's some cheese.
there's some definite cheese in there, but it just seems worse, and they cannot get their act together with these films.
No, I must admit, Marvel have done really well on the film front and the TV front as well. They've done some amazing stuff, and I actually learned some pretty exciting news the other day. My patriotic side was like, yes, they're making a Captain Britain TV show for Netflix. I'm so happy. It's going to be so good.
I'm going to take your world. Would you like tea?
Yeah, would you like some Korean tea? Just come and... he won't even be badass. He'll just be like a fucking Jeeves-type butler. I'll go around just offering tea to
Sir,
that guy.
Hydra have shown up. Yes, they have a flag. Dash cunning of them.
Yeah. It'll turn white soon enough, I'm sure. Who would win in a fight? Rosie O'Donnell or Melissa McCarthy?
Well, I'm thinking these days Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
I think she knocked the living shit out of Rosie. To be honest, Rosie's getting on a bit, and I just can't see. I think Melissa. Well, she's big, but she's got much more. She's physical.
Yeah.
I think she'd give Rosie a good kicking.
Plus, apparently, she's a Ghostbuster now.
Well,
so,
yeah.
Yeah. If you were invited to receive an award from the Imperator, how many things would you steal from the palace?
Well, I'd have to go with some towels.
Oh, of course.
You gotta get a complimentary palace
and
towel.
And soaps.
And soaps, a set of soaps if you can. An ashtray.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, a pint glass.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You need a pint glass, especially if it's emblazoned.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I think that'd be it, really.
Yeah. Okay.
Just kind of normal stuff. Don't get too carried away.
Fair enough. That's a pretty good answer. I think you've pretty much covered all bases there. Apart from bed sheets, you could steal some bed sheets if you're really going for it.
Nah. Yeah.
Would you press the big red button?
Yes.
I didn't even need to ask that one.
Especially, do I know what the red button does?
No.
Then I'd definitely press it.
Well, actually, yes and no. You would know and you wouldn't.
What is this, like Schrodinger's cat? Button?
Yeah.
Well, I either know or I don't before I press it.
Well, let's say there's two big red buttons. One you do know and one you don't know. Would you still press them both?
Depends. What do I know they do?
Well, I guess because they're big red buttons, they cause some bad shit.
You never know. It could be like set off party balloons or something.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, fair enough.
So I need to know a bit more, but if I don't know what it is, I'm going to press it.
One of the big buttons, okay, right, it's a 50-50 chance here. One of the big buttons releases party balloons. The other one implodes a planet. Which one do you press, the left or the right one?
Both at the same time, see what happens.
Fair enough. Good man. On a scale of 1 to Bill Clinton, what's your favourite colour of the alphabet?
Tree.
Awesome. So that wraps up the questions this week for our special guest, who's not really that special. He is a bit special, if you know what I mean. But no, we've had him on every week, and seeing as nobody else could be bothered to come on tonight, bastards, I thought I would have our special guest be my co-host. Now we move on to the next part of the show, which Monty is very good at arguing with me about. It's the ship of the week. And of course that means it's that part of the show where we have to rely on the stats page. And as always, everyone, take everything I say with a pinch of salt, because nothing is 100%.
No. Monty would say it is. It's written in stone.
Yeah, it is 100%.
So what ship are we talking?
This week, I thought we would talk about snub fighters, because I think it's something that hasn't been covered. It's, I think, something that's important because I remember many, many moons ago there was this big kerfuffle about them because everyone thought that a snub fighter was going to be able to take on a Super Hornet, and everyone thought that the Constellation was going to be the win button because not only is it a Connie, but it also had a P-52 Merlin. So, I thought today we would...
Pocket carrier confirmed!
Everything is a pocket carrier in this game. Everything needs to be a pocket carrier in this game, including the P-52 Merlin. So yeah, I thought we'd talk about snub fighters, because they are important. So far, the only snub fighters that we know of are the P-52, which is from the Constellation, the P-72, which is the 890, and one else. I can't remember. I think it was mentioned a while ago, but I know there are kind of 3 confirmed, but those are the ones we know of definitely at the moment. So
let's look at them. Okay, neither of them have much in the way of range.
No.
Okay, neither of them have quantum capability.
No.
The weapons, it could be pretty good, but I don't think they're gonna have much in the way of shields for very long.
I'm just looking at his stats. Sorry. Yeah, carry on.
I think they'd be good for like taking little jaunts.
Yeah.
They're like a speedboat on a yacht.
Yeah.
You know. Or a jet ski.
A jet ski on a yacht. Yeah.
Although a dragonfly would probably be a better jet ski, but.
Yeah, I mean, snub fighters, they shouldn't have quantum drives and they shouldn't have range because it's meant to be connected to a carrier ship, so the 890 or the Constellation. Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the stats here, and it's definitely nothing amazingly overpowered, which I think people.
No, and it shouldn't be. It's a luxury, a fun ship. It's not really meant to be a drag out.
No.
They're not combat kind of thing. It's just not really meant for it. Maybe they can provide a little protection, but that's not really its job.
No, definitely not. So let's take a look at the stats a minute. I'm going to run it through quickly, and then we can discuss a bit more, because then we're a bit more clued up. As I said, remember, this is a stats page. Everything is probably going to be changed in the future. So the no, obviously not set in stone. The primary engines are 2 TR2 engines. We have 12 TR1 thrusters, 1 size 1 power plant. We have on the hard points 3 size 1 fixed weapons, 1 size 1 shield, and no additional equipment. So yes, it is very much a ship that needs to rely on another ship to get around. I think it's going to be a distraction ship. It's going to be fast. It has a very small frame, so it's going to be kind of hard to hit. But it's not going to be able to down that many planes. I think it's just going to snip away at them and kind of distract them.
Annoy
at
the most.
Yeah. It might be able to get a kill. You never know.
I see. Now this is the thing. We're gauging everything by combat capability here, when we really shouldn't be. It's like, do you gauge a Toyota Yaris by its combat capability against a tank?
Yeah. But
it's not designed for it.
No.
It's
You know what I think this is? I think this is actually meant to be a reconnaissance craft.
It could be, yeah, but I don't think that's its actual use. I think its actual use. Well, yeah, okay. With the P-52, it might be a bit of a recon craft, but I just don't really see it in. It's a luxury ship kind of thing.
Yeah, but what would you do with it?
Race it.
I mean, yeah, race it.
Take a little jaunt down to the planet.
But I mean, I guess it has TR2 engines, so it is going to be quite fast.
Now, here's to tell you whether it makes a good recon ship. Is it a part of the constellation Aquila? Does Aquila have one?
See, it doesn't. It just says for the RSI Constellation.
All right, so let's look at the constellation Aquila and see if that comes with one.
Okay, let's take a look. Oh goodness, it's great that I can't spell, isn't it? It's fantastic.
Doesn't say. It has an Ursa rover, which makes sense. No, it doesn't. The Phoenix comes with a P-72. And the Taurus doesn't really say. So yeah, it looks like it's a luxury ship, It's not really, and there's nothing wrong with that. That fits a role.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, it could go racing. I guess you could use it to skim above the water when you're on planets or whatever, or skim above the land. That would be pretty cool and fun. Yeah, I think, to tell you the truth, I really think it's kind of more of a novelty thing. In terms of its use, I think it's there because it can be, to tell you the truth. Was there any need for a pocket carrier on a pocket craft on a constellation? Some people may argue yes. I myself personally think that no, because the P-50... it does actually have a P-52 Merlin. My apologies. But, okay.
Yeah, it can go down and it can help survey something or whatever.
Well, the thing is, it doesn't have any additional equipment or hard points it can put scanners on, right? So, how is it going to be useful? Apart from being a really annoying fly.
Mark 1 eyeball. You need to eyeball something?
Yeah, but you could argue that the constellation has this big, massive window thing, right? And if you can't fucking see out of that, alright, you need to go see your optician.
It depends on how long it's been since you had the cleaners in it, you know.
I wonder if that'll be a thing. You go outside with a little squidgy and just wipe down the
I wonder if it'll be a thing, you know, somebody ejects out of their ship and, you know, gets hit by it.
They need to have a sound effect that when you hit up against a glass, it goes, and then as you squeeze down it, they need to do that. For no other reason than comedic relief, really.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Let's see, how's my OBS going on? My OBS is fine. That's good. It's so peaceful and quiet.
I know, we just gotten through shit really quickly.
We have. It's been very... I mean, we've been going for an hour, so that's not too bad, I guess. But yeah, no. P-72 is for the Phoenix. P-52 is for the constellation Aquila. So what does the 890 have?
A bar.
Yeah, it has a bar.
A disco ball.
Manservants. Yeah. No, because I remember it has its own personal craft, and it's bugging me because I remember.
Look it up.
I remember when we did the 890 jump thing, right? I remember when we had the ship of the week. It was the 890 jump. It had the Monty sent us the manual, and it had its own. Oh bloody! This